Howdy, everybody. Welcome to the Cowboys of the Osage podcast. I'm Cody Boy. I got my co-host with me as always, rodeo historian, Mr. Jimbo Snively. Hey, Jimbo, what's going on over there today?
Oh, Cody, it's just another great day in the Osage, and we're going to talk some cavalcade tonight. And we've got a very special guest. We're going right to the top. We've got Jeff Bute, 17-year cavalcade chairman, director.
The boss man of the cavalcade.
Yes.
Director Jeff Bute.
Yes.
Put the pressure on me. Sure glad to be here. Thanks for having me, guys.
Glad to have you.
We're happy to have you, Jeff. 75 years this year. 75 years of cavalcade.
Diamond anniversary.
How did you first get started affiliated with the cavalcade?
Well, really got started through the local Roundup Club. The Pawhuska Roundup Club was pretty active with their play days. They had a strong organization structure, and I had a young daughter that was interested in starting out a rodeo career, and so you can't go wrong with going to a Roundup Club and taking your kids to the lead line events and then watching them go from there. And that's really what got me started. I got involved in the Roundup Club, and with any nonprofit organization like that is when you find out that your kids like it and you like it, you end up getting involved with the organization, and I became an officer at one point in the Roundup Club. Served as a Roundup Club president for 5 years. Got on the board of directors. Board of directors was a 3-year term, and was brought in on that. And I think the first year on the board of directors, I didn't really know what to expect. And so I sat in on a meeting or two, and that was about it. And then I think my second year, they got me involved with they got me involved with the Coggins tent, and I was working the Coggins. By my third year, they had me running the Coggins, and I think the next year, somehow they asked me to be chairman. And at the time, I was going to be a co-chairman, and one of the other directors just was having some health issues and had decided it was probably his time, and I ended up taking over on my first year's chairman was the 59th Cavalcade.
Wow, 17 years is a long time. What are some of the changes that you've seen in those 17 years and you've helped make?
What's really cool about Cavalcade, I wasn't handed an event that was in distress.
Right.
The cavalcade was being run well. It was already on an upward trajectory and improving. They had made the board before me had really made some changes that really started the event. The event was rocking and sky high. It had a downtime where it had fallen off, and this board had really turned it around and was headed up the right way. So I got handed an event that was in really good shape, and so all we had to do was just continue to run with it. Some of the changes that we added, we ended up adding the additional day. It was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday rodeo with a Sunday finals. We added a Wednesday, and then we turned around. We also added the Tuesday. Did the Tuesday morning performance. At the time that we were that I took over, we were hiring one band to come in and play all 3 nights, and I worked with that board. I worked with the board to go ahead and open that up to bring in national touring country music acts, and bring in a quality sound program, and since then we've had some great names come through Cavalcade and play bands like the Casey Donahue Band. We had Pat Green come in. Got to have him one year before he passed away. Cody Johnson. We had Cody Johnson.
That's a big name right there.
We had
today
Cody,
in country.
Yeah, we had Cody Johnson on a Wednesday night. I still remember the first time I went and watched him. I watched him at the Wormy Dog when I was down in Oklahoma City for a school board convention, and I thought, man, this guy is he's cool. He'll be a great cavalcade band, and so I thought he'd be a great Wednesday night band. We brought him in Wednesday night, and he did good. Next time I tried to get him, it was the price had gone through the roof, and I mean, he just had a huge fan base growing, and we ended up getting him on a Saturday night, and we had a monster Saturday night, and so we'd love to have him back, but I think he's gotten a little out of our budget.
Too big, hasn't he?
yeah, but it's always nice to turn around and say that Cody's played here and played here twice, and he's a big fan of rodeo. One of the other exciting acts that we had, and this was early on, was the Great Divide. We brought in the Great Divide for 2 years in a row. And this is about the time they were making a change with their lead singer, and they did their last 2 shows of their farewell tour at Cavalcade, and that would have been my 3rd year as chairman. And that was an amazing show. When they got up there and started playing, I think they played for almost 3 hours. And wow. we finally had to tell them, hey, we got to send some folks to bed.
Yeah.
And what's really exciting about the 75th, Great Divide is playing a reunion tour this year. We got them coming back on Thursday night. So
I was just fixing to ask you about what can you share with us about the band lined up for the 75th right now that we can announce to the public.
I tell you what, we picked the right day to do this because I just received our final confirmation on our final band, so we got a great lineup. Of course, every year this starts with the street dance, which is a Chamber of Commerce event that the Cavalcade Committee sponsors. So we hire the band for that. We have Bo Phillips coming in for that. That's a free dance. So
I've heard of that guy. He's good.
Yeah, a great kickoff. This will be his 3rd time to the Cavalcade, and like I say, it'll be his first street dance appearance. Then Wednesday night we have a new up and coming artist that's just really blowing up. Works out that he routed great to be able to hit Pawhuska on his way to Minnesota for a festival, and he's Tanner Usury is who'll be here on Wednesday night. So I think we'll see. He'll
probably be number 1 on the charts by the time he gets here in July. Up and comer like that, Jimbo.
Could be.
And that's the thing. There's a lot of places that look at our lineup, and we have a tendency to pick good ones and watch them go through the roof. Right, and so we're excited. We're really excited about Tanner, and we expect to see a strong crowd from Stillwater come in. He's been really attracting some crowds there. And then, of course, Thursday night will be the Great Divide, and we're tickled to death. One of the things
the original band.
The original band, yeah.
That's going to be big, Jimbo.
Mike McClure is the front man again. So we're really excited to have them in up here. And then another great one that's really kind of turned into almost, I'd like to call them a house band because we had them so many years. We had them for 10 years straight, which is almost unheard of, having a talent this large. But we took a little break, and dadgum, I didn't know if I was going to get him back. But Jason and Bowl and the Stragglers will be our Friday night band. So we even went to the point where we just call it Friday night Jason Bowling night. Mm-hmm. And
should stay that way from now on.
And that's what I told his agent when I was talking to him. I said, man, now we got him back, we're not going to let him go. So just go ahead and put us on the books for him. But Jason's a big Cavalcade fan. And he'll tell you, he says that every year that he's on stage, he said he'll look out at, as he's closing out that show. He says, "We love playing here, and we love it because this is the real deal." And it's still an old time street dance or outside dance. So many places have gone concert style, and our dancers just run over concert goers. So, but there's plenty of room for everybody to enjoy it. And then Saturday night we have William Clark Green coming up, and
that's going to be big too.
That'll be a huge night. So we're big fans of William Clark Green, and this will be his second time here, and if I'm not mistaken, I think he's released a new album. So I'm really anxious to see. A lot could change by then. We had one performer back several years ago. We had Chris Cagle come in, and he played on a Thursday night, and I booked him, and then I booked him in January. And then in February, his album "Gone" ended up going to the number one spot in the charts, and I mean, it was huge by the time July rolled around, and that was a great show also. So, we've had that. Yeah. So that's probably one of the larger changes, especially in the concert lineup. As we were talking about changes that I've seen, one of the other things is on the rodeo side is we've really started pushing the tribute nights. We have the tributes that we do as we're opening the rodeo are a lot more focused, and we're really working hard to really kind of start tweaking on the production piece of that to make those flow and make that a big part of the show. And last year we had we did our first Native American night, and that's how we coined it, Night of the Native American, and it was amazing. I mean, it was one of those openings that would give you goosebumps in July, and this it was so good that we decided that we would move it. It's now going to be our Friday night opener, and so we'll have and so our openings on Wednesday night we'll have our Cavalcade versus Cancer, which is our pink night. Thursday night will be Night of the Cowboy, and we're real excited about doing quite a show on that opening. And then of course Friday's Night of the Native American, and then Saturday we're going to honor our veterans and first responders. That's Night of the Patriot, and we have we're really working on some special things for that as well.
I think, I haven't talked to Lauren about this or anything, but I think I'm just going to throw her name in the hat for you, Jeff. What if we do an Alice Adams tribute and we get a good bucking horse up here and we have Lauren get on it, and she could do a tribute to Alice Adams and ride a bucking horse, lady bucking horse rider for everybody.
Oh, I think that'd be great. We could, that would really, that'd fit in really well with everything else that we're trying to do. I mean,
we'll let her use two hands. She don't have to.
I doubt if she would, but she'd have the option.
Yeah.
Well, okay. She'd definitely be one to fan the bronc.
Sweetie Pie, I'm working on getting you that Alice Adams tribute bronc ride to start each night of the Cavalcade, if you want. No, full-grown Alice Adams style, yeah. Full-grown Alice Adams. I got a little off subject there. Sorry about that.
Well, hey, that's how great things happen. They always start with an idea.
Jeff, so you're the director of the entire thing. You're the boss man. I heard you say, well, the director of this and the director of that. It's the world's largest amateur rodeo. It's been going on 75 strong years. So can you tell me the different levels of directors that are there, the people that run the different things? I don't even know all the moving parts to Cavalcade. With over 1,000 contestants, I'm sure there's a lot.
Our organization is made up of, first of all, our Roundup Club board of directors, and that's ultimately the board that is accountable for the financial piece and the rules and planning. Once we get once we get past that point, then what we have is our Cavalcade committee. And there's a lot of those board of directors that also serve as actual committee members. We set that up so that for longevity, really, so that if heaven forbid that we wind up in a spot where it would be tough to carry this on, but we've set it up in an organization that if we ever had a weak year, that we have a way to say, okay, Mr. Producer, make sure our rodeo happens until we can get ourselves pulled back together. And but I'm with a board of directors and a committee that's been doing this for years. And
what I'm getting at is there a guy over your campground? Is there a guy over your concessions? Do we have a guy over the arena? I don't, that's kind of where I'm getting at.
Absolutely,
on the question.
and that's and it's important to kind of understand some of those relationships too. But yes, we when it comes to the Cavalcade committee, we have an arena director, we have a camp director, we have a Coggins director, we have of course our Queen director, we have an admissions director. We have a chief timekeeper. We have our Cavalcade secretary, and our Cavalcade secretary is one of one of the individuals that is involved in this, involved to the day-to-day happenings of the Cavalcade, making sure the bills are paid all throughout the year and that. And then we also have we have a dance director that handles and manages the dances, and we added another position here a couple years ago. We have a communications director that handles our social media and our websites and also assists with the marketing. And of course, we also have a marketing director. So yeah, we have a lot of people plugged into a lot of places. Some of them serve as Roundup Club board of directors as well, and then cross over. And then some of them don't have a director position with the Roundup Club, but they have gifts they have gifts, experience, and a wealth of knowledge, and know how to do a great job. And it's a good leadership crew.
Sounds like it. I had no idea it was took that many, but I knew it couldn't run itself because it runs too smooth. But that's quite a entourage of directors and everything. And
well, there's a guy over each individual part because just Jeff couldn't do it his whole self.
Right.
The guy has to be over the campground, and he's got a committee under him, and so on and so forth.
That's amazing, but that's why it runs so smooth and it lasted for 75 years.
That's right. What about the food at the Cavalcade? What can we expect this year for people that haven't been there before, or people coming for the 75th year for their 35th time? What kind of food are we going to have there? Because everybody loves that stuff.
Well, we're real fortunate, and this is one of the things that even helped us through last year. Was unlike a lot of festivals that bring in a lot of vendors and food trucks, Cavalcade actually contracts with a single concessionaire. Now this guy handles some of the biggest stuff around. He does San Antonio. He's at the Tulsa State Fair. There's a laundry list of events that he's put on. But Hoop and Garner's concession handles all of our concessions. Nice thing with that, and this is what really kind of played into last year, as we were deciding to move forward with the event, was that we didn't have to wrangle 10 different concessionaires and try and get everybody on the same path as we were trying to figure out health protocols and how we were going to handle it. We had one guy, he had his employees, he ran his shop, and we communicated and worked through what those protocols were going to be, and he took care of his piece, and we had it just made a smooth operation. As for the food, I mean, you can't come to Cavalcade without getting a corn dog and lemonade. I mean, that's that's probably a signature thing. But if you want to get a steak sandwich,
Hoops fried pickles
Philly
are pretty good too. We had those.
He has an amazing menu, and like I say, they'll be going. They'll actually be there starting for the Roundup Club Play Day on Friday before the cavalcade starts. So
funnel cakes, snow cones. Gosh,
cakes.
I started this dang diet just a few weeks ago.
You may as well forget about that.
Throw that out the window in July.
Actually, I think it's really healthy for you.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm pretty confident. I've never gained weight on it that week. So stay full, but I haven't gained weight.
How many events will there be this year at the 75th Cavalcade?
We'll have. Trying to think, I've been really focused on the number of buckles and of our other major prize that we're giving away this year, which is going to be 32, but 24 events, I believe.
Yeah.
So
wow.
So
it's a lot to keep track of too.
It's a lot to keep track of, and but yeah. We'll have something for those. We have age groups that are 12 and under, or our youth age groups. We have our intermediates that are 13 to 19 and or 13 to 18 or no 13 and 19, and then our seniors are 20 and up.
Probably more than any rodeo in the country. That this is more family oriented than I would think than about any place.
It really is.
Until about 11.
Well, there's a limit to anything, but
it really is, and that's one of the things that we've worked real hard on.
Right.
We've the camp, the Cavalcade camp is probably one of the signature pieces. One of the things I'm most proud of. We have a group of campers that when they come to Pawhuska, they come and stay for a week. And that's what's exciting, for Pawhuska is you can't put someone here. You don't have events that put people here for a solid week, and so that they're going to be around town. They're going to support the businesses, and that's part of the reason that we have such great business buy-in from our local sponsors. You can't hardly beat the help we get from our local merchants, but yeah, that camp. Has in old days it was there were it was a tent city. Now you have everything from tents with an air conditioner stuck in it to Provost buses, and
I saw a swimming pool out there last year, Jimbo.
Yeah. Wow.
And and I was thinking back to my college days when I think I came one time with the Claremore Roundup Club, and they stuck a rubber tarp in the bed of the truck and filled it up, and then we just went and cruised camp, and of course you could grab a cold Coke right out of the truck,
A cold Coke?
Cold Coke.
All right.
Yeah. Or Pepsi. Probably Pepsi, I'm sure.
Oh man, that was a good one, Jeff.
I remember as a kid,
Cold Coke and Cavalcade right out of the bed.
all the green
Sure, that's
army
what you were
tents, just lined up along the highway, just one right after another, and it's really changed since then.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's an RV city now,
Yeah.
but you still, the pins are still the same.
Yeah.
They had their pins set up along the fence.
Yeah, they have a little 3 panels up against their horse trailer and the horse in there, and stuff. That hadn't changed much.
Yeah.
How many campers do y'all have out there? People camping out throughout the week total, do you think?
Oh, there's probably around 250 to 300 campers that come stay the whole week with us. We have so many close clubs that there's a lot of people that just go ahead and haul in for their day. But a lot of those folks are rodeo folks, so they'll come in for their performance and then they're off to another rodeo and then come back if they make the finals. And so, but for the people, we'll have close to 300 campers, and then I don't know how many come and pick up in the bed and breakfast and the hotels, but I know I'm not sure about last year, but I know in and just about every year previous to that, I was told that there never were any vacancies on Cavalcade Week for B&Bs. So book early.
Well, you sell that many campsites. How many people do you reckon there are in there? A couple thousand people?
Oh yeah, I'd say we're probably at that 1,700 folks in there. Because at any time, why you may have you may have one camper, but they're going to have family and other club members that are going to come in for the evening and spend the night and come back. It's
something else.
It's a city on a city.
Well, Pawhuska is 3,500 people or something, and it's roughly half the size of Pawhuska for a week out there at the big tent city. And who knows what goes on out there?
No.
I never was allowed to go out there after dark, so I don't know.
Well, it's a great place to come out and hang out after dark, and that's what's been really cool is that we have a fantastic security staff that all off-duty deputies that help us maintain the control, but not quench the fun either, and they pride themselves on ensuring that people have a good time and are safe, and so at any time there's liable to be 20 off-duty deputies that are out there helping out, and they're Cavalcade fans too, and so it is a safe environment, and that's probably been one of the things that I've really pushed for, is to ensure that this is a safe environment, because we have so many kids and families come in. You wouldn't keep them coming back to that camp if it wasn't safe, and that's the dances, and that was some of the strategy behind bringing in national touring acts. When do you go to a concert that you see big fights break out? Well, the reason is because you got a really good band to watch, and nobody wants to leave, and so that in and of itself kind of helps keep any issues under control, and we just don't have those type of problems anymore.
I heard an interesting stat the other day. It's been a couple of years since they even took anybody to jail from the cavalcade.
Really?
Out of all those thousands, there's tens of thousands of people that come throughout the whole thing, Jimbo. Yep. And the last couple of years, they didn't even take anyone to jail. That's a real testament to that place and the security, and everybody there just having a level head and having a good time, because there's not a bigger party in the state of Oklahoma than Cavalcade, but there's not a better place to bring your family either.
Yeah, there you go.
Honestly. You can do what you want there. It's just it's a heck of a good time.
You didn't happen to be the last person they took to jail, did they?
I could have been. Ask me no questions, I'll tell you no lies on that one, Jeff. I could have been, and I could not have been. Made a lot of memories for people that I don't remember around that time of day. So, it's known as the world's largest amateur rodeo. Can you just highlight on that a little bit for us and tell the people that's not real familiar with y'all's format exactly what it is? It's the world's largest. That's really something.
Well, rodeo is an event that no matter what, you're usually competing for prize money. And if you look at if you look at definitions from the NCAA or Olympics or whatever on what rodeo is on what amateur is, it's all about making money. Well, for us, it's amateur is about making sure that you're for the guys and girls that have another job out there, that aren't going down the road to earn a living, and so what we do is we don't allow PRCA or IPRA competing members to come in and compete at Cavalcade. We do allow ACRA. That's probably that's kind of the highest level of an organization, of a membered organization that can come compete at our event. But the other piece also is that in order to compete here, you have to be a member of a roundup club. So you'll have to find a roundup club or have a roundup club reach out to you to put you in that spot. But if you have that permit or that card, and like I say, it's IPRA, PRCA, PBR, and we also don't allow USTRC number 7s or above, and so keeps it so it's it's about as close to all amateur as you can get. And then, but at the same time, you're going to see really good competition because that really leaves the door open. We can, it's nothing to have a high school national champion here, and and we'll see some competitors this year that have gone and competed at the Patriot event or Junior American. They've competed at the upper echelon. My girls have competed. They compete every year at the Cavalcade, and they've made the top 10 at the AQHA World Championship show. So, quality of competition is very high there. But like I say, we love to have the guys that go down the road come out and hang out with us. Let these amateurs know that that's where they could go. But they're going to have to leave the ropes at home.
Right.
Jeff, the Ben Johnson Junior Arena out there, it's not your typical arena. Can you tell the folks at home that's never been to the Cavalcade what to expect when they drive up to our arena right here at our fairgrounds in Pawhuska?
Expect an arena that is going to be exactly what you would think as you're driving across our prairies. You drive across Highway 60 from Ponca City to Pawhuska, and even as you come through the Cross Timbers country from Bartlesville to Pawhuska, as you top those hills and you can look out and you can see for miles, you drive up to the Ben Johnson Arena, that arena is going to meet your expectations. It's big. When I was younger, I exercised racehorses inside that arena, and all I had to do was lope them 4 times, and I had my mile 4 times around that arena. It's approximately 4 acres. There's a lot of room. It's just as big a country as we are here in Osage County.
You wouldn't expect anything less out of Osage County, would you?
That's kind of the way I feel. It's exactly what you expect. And so, I'll be real honest. Sometimes it's big country for a rodeo horse too. I've seen plenty of those horses come down that alley, and as soon as that gate cracks, it's like, whoa. Yeah. There's a lot of room out there, and on a barrel horse, they may have to do a little bit of looking around to find that barrel because it's a long run up there. And why the pattern's pretty standard, it's quite a ways up there. And you take your team roping horse, you run one to the backside on that, your horse gonna be blowing coming back. So
you went a long ways.
You went a long ways. That's right.
It's Jimbo. You may have to do some rodeo historian on this. I believe it's one of the top 5 largest arenas in the nation as far as a plowed up dirt arena. So
I'd say so.
One of the top 5 largest in the nation. I know Burwell, Nebraska, I think probably beats it. Cheyenne, I'm not sure. It's probably around the same length, but I think at certain points, Pawhuska's wider throughout.
I'd say so.
Dalhart, Texas has a great big arena, but I think Pawhuska might be longer. They might be wider.
Right.
There's not very many arenas.
San Angelo's pretty big, but nothing.
It's long.
Yeah.
It's not very wide compared to the Ben Johnson Arena here. So I think we may have one of the top 5 largest arenas in the nation.
I wouldn't
here.
doubt it.
I think about the kids that come out and compete in that arena, and especially for the first time, would kind of remind me of some of our high school football players that get an opportunity to go down and run a practice session at AT&T Stadium. I would imagine there's a lot of the same feelings there.
Yeah, especially with the history and some of the Cowboys that have roped in that arena or whatever.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of history there.
A lot of history there, yes, sir.
New event. Ranch bronc riding.
Yes.
Did you replace an event with ranch bronc riding? I was glad to see a traditional event stuck in there.
Yes, we hated to. We hated to replace bareback broncs. I mean, gosh, it'd been a part of our history for so long. But at the amateur level, I mean, the pros are working hard just to kind of keep it going. It's hard on people's bodies, and it's expensive stock, and for us, we were kind of getting to the point where, I mean, we do a lot of planning. Our entire year is planning for the event and for our contestants. The last month is about our spectators that are coming, and you can't forget that piece, and spectators, they love to see they love to see the rough stock events. The barebacks were fun. They were great they were great events. But when all you get to do is turn out one, that kind of takes some of the fun out of it for a spectator. The ranch broncs are really the perfect fit because they're wild, they're unpredictable, and we have a load of cowboys around here that are really good at riding them. And there's nothing there. It's really great when you can do something that crosses over from ranch life into rodeo life, and that's one of the things that you don't see happen a lot of times. There can be a wall between rodeo cowboys and ranch cowboys, and I like to think that ranch bronc riding and our stray gathering event, which it's not actually a cavalcade event. It's treated more as it's treated more as a specialty show. But it's been a huge success, and I think that's a great way to bring our ranch cowboys in and introduce them to rodeo life, and at the same time let our rodeo cowboys have some fun on the stuff that these guys have to do day to day on the ranches.
Yep.
Belt buckle means a lot from the cavalcade to win it. What's the prize package look like on the 75th?
Oh man, I'm glad you asked. I've been so excited about this. This is, of course, the cavalcade buckle is going to be spectacular this year for the 75th. But one of the things that we've added is every champion will get a cavalcade commemorative Champions Edition Henry rifle.
Very nice.
So
wow.
The 50th gave away saddles, and of course our queen will get a saddle again. We have a custom made yokem saddle for the queen, but we really wanted to try and get something that we felt like would appreciate and value, and it's something that would be a collector's edition. So the board approved to commission 3 editions of Henrys. And so we have a limited edition Henry, and it has a large loop lever and has our 75th logo on it. There's going to be 75 of those available, and it's limited edition, and they have their own custom serial numbers. We've held back 10 of those for sponsors that sponsor $3,500 or more. That package includes a free rifle, and then we have our Champions Edition. That will have our 75th logo on it and 2021 champion, and of course there's only 32 in that edition. The only way to get the one is win the finals, and then we actually have our Director's Edition, which we're going to be those are Henry Big Boys in the 44 mag. They have our logo on them, and in order to get one of those, we're going to offer those as our raffle rifles each night. And so our queens typically go around and we'll sell a limited number of cards, and We'll give one of those away each night, but also we've reserved those so that any of our $5,000 level sponsors will get one of those free rifles also. So we think and I'll tell you, those limited editions have really been a hit. We got started slow. I got started slow on the order. I thought, well, I'll just order a few just in case. Well, shoot, I was already putting in the next order for the next 10, and I'm hearing that there's more coming. So they're really taking off. So we're pretty excited. So, and Cody, we get 74 of those rifles gone. I bet the 75th goes right here in this museum.
I think it should.
I agree.
Jeff, I hate to put you on the spot here. Could you give us the dates for this year's cavalcade and a rundown of what people can expect kind of on a day-to-day basis when they come? Because anybody watching this should come to the cavalcade. It's one of the greatest rodeos in North America right here, and it's been going 75 strong years. And we need to support our Western way of life and support these great institutions like the cavalcade. So
our dates are going to be July 13th through the 18th are our performance dates. The 18th, of course, is our Sunday finals. And then, of course, everything actually kicks off with our Queen's Horsemanship, which is going to be July 12th. So that's a Monday night performance. It's a free performance, though, but it's probably one of the best attended Queen's Horsemanships you'll ever see. So get there early to get your seat. But then the 13th is our first morning performance on Tuesday morning, and we'll do just the morning performance. They'll have the Queen's interview, Queen's barbecue, and then the street dance. And Wednesday starts our morning and evening performances. So our morning performances will start at 9 o'clock. Our evening performances will start at 7, and that's the grand entry starting at 7 and our tribute nights. And then roughly our evenings get over around 10 o'clock for the rodeos, 9:30, 10 o'clock area. And then the dance will be at the dance grounds just right after the rodeo. And then you can expect that morning and evening performance on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then Saturday is our cavalcade parade, hopefully back in downtown Pawhuska, like we've always had it. Last year we had the VS outbreak, and we decided it was more important to ensure that our horses were safe, and so we moved the parade to the racetrack.
We'd love to see it back in downtown Pawhuska. I tell you that.
That's our plan, and then of course we'll have our final evening performance and on the night of the Patriot on Saturday evening, and then the Sunday finals where we bring the top 10 back from each event that'll be competing for those new Henry rifles and a 75th diamond anniversary buckle.
Championship Sunday. That's one of the things that rises this above a lot of the other rodeos, because only the big rodeos, I can only think of a few. Cheyenne, Wyoming, Championship Sunday. Pendleton, Oregon, they're on a Saturday.
Yep. But it's still championship.
It's a short round.
Yep.
Bless her heart.
Calgary Stampede, Championship Sunday probably. So it's a short list of rodeos with a prestigious short round. Cavalcade's right on it.
Absolutely.
For sure. 75 strong years, Jeff. Hey, at the end of every podcast, we ask for some life advice from the guy in the hot seat. I'd like to ask, what kind of advice do you got on leadership for these young guys coming up? Because you've been a leader at that cavalcade for a long time, and I think our young kids could sure use and up-and-coming kids, and even old folks could use some advice on leadership from a true leader like you, Jeff.
Well, that's very gracious. I took a lot of lead from my father. My dad was in the military, and he retired as a sergeant major. He's in the Oklahoma Military Hall of Fame, and and one of the that's he told me that to be a leader, a lot of times you have to humble yourself, and at all times put other people first, and so I guess for a short bit of advice, is lead by example. I have a group of board members that have been with me for several of them the entire 17 years. Of course, we've added some new ones. There's people that would love to be involved with us from all points, and we're happy to plug them in. But there's not a single one of those individuals that I lead that would do, or that I'd ever put myself in front of, it's my team that really makes this work. But I guess it's for me, it's not more than an attitude. That's how I feel. I believe it.
Thank you, Jeff. 75 years of the Cavalcade, Jimbo. It's a big one.
Oh, absolutely. And I would encourage everybody to come out and bring your family, because this sounds like they're going all out, and this is maybe going to be the biggest one ever.
I think it might be.
So thanks, Jeff, for coming in.
Hey, thanks for having me.
I'll tell you one thing about Jeff, everybody. He might be a soft-spoken guy, but he sure stands his ground hard, and he is out to make the best rodeo for everybody, contestants, fans, everybody that comes is going to enjoy it. The rodeo Jeff puts on over there. Cavalcade, 75 years this year. Everybody come. And this has been another great edition of Cowboys of the Osage. Thanks for coming in, Jeff. It's been a good one, Jimbo. Thank you, man.
You bet.